Hello, welcome to the Blessing Report. Let's get to the conversation. Leave your comments below. I want to hear from you. How do you pursue a woman of God as a man of God? And then, ladies, how is it for you to be pursued by a man of God? Let's talk. Let's hear from you. Hello, welcome to the Blessing Report with Winston, Mayo, the regular Christian guy. This video has been brought to you by this Yeshua City by HissupBranch.com. Check them out. And also Faith in Humanity with their mustard seed necklaces, so support. So this video today is directed at the male audience. So ladies, you can watch if you want. And feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And this is Men of God, how to pursue a woman of God. I'm gonna give y'all a game. Top 5 tips, and I will give y'all real talk. All right, number 1, pray, fast, and Bible study. All right, we have to be real when it comes to own sexual desires, attraction, lust, and all of this. All we're trying to do here when it comes to pray, Bible study, and fast is to make sure your will, your desires is God's desire. We mess up a lot of friendship dynamics because we are led not by the Spirit, but we are led by our flesh, by just our wants, and it's not godly, right? So I need men to pray more dangerous prayers. If you are feeling a woman of God and you're interested and you want to pursue her, pray against your desires, right? Lord, if this woman is not for me, take this desire away. Do most of your prayers and your praying and your fasting before you ever show an interest in her, because there is way less pressure, right, when you can do this casually and there's no investment, when you're doing it in your quiet place, in your secret place, in your prayer closet, or when you're just friends, right? And this is how you can be more sober-minded. The Bible talks about that. And we also need it so that there's less pressure on all of us and the stakes are not as high, right? You're not risking a relationship if you find that as a friend, you don't like something that they are doing, or you see that y'all have different callings, different purposes, y'all have just different levels of what you want, or if you're just not feeling their personality, or you're just less attracted, right? So if you're praying, actively pray against your will and actively pray against what you want. Oftentimes we pray, Lord, I like this person, have it to work out, right? And this is what is called the illusion of frequency. Because you like them, you're going to take everything as confirmation. You have confirmation bias, right? And you're just going to be like, oh, I thought about them and then they texted me and then they did this or whatever. Here's a big tip. Someone else is not responsible for the relationship that you created in your head, right? So if we're just going off of, this is a woman of God and she's a good, godly Christian woman, she's not going to be a jerk, right? And you're going to take her just being cordial as her just being interested in you. She's not, right? Unless she is. And we just need to be more sober-minded. And this is the problem with social media, because you're creating a relationship with someone by ideas, right? So someone else is not responsible for the relationship that you create in your head. Neither are they responsible for the relationship you have created with them, with God, right? You can't know somebody for real, their struggles, their relationship with God off of posting on social media. So you may think this person is a woman of God or a man of God via social media, teaching videos, YouTube. Just because you're smart and intelligent and is able to teach the Bible does not mean you're living it. It does not mean that you're equally yoked. So the first thing you have to do off a jump, while you're just friends, and it's hard in social media, but it it's needed. You need to even out your emotions. You need to even out your lust. And fasting, no food, no water, no social media or interaction with this person, and praying against your will and your desires. Make sure that, if it tests out the test of time, then it's actually from God, right? And this is what 1 Corinthians 13 says. It says that love perseveres, right? So if it doesn't last, most likely it wasn't love, it was lust, right? It was infatuation. And this is the fun thing about the Greek and the Hebrew. Infatuation is called false fire, right? And so this is why the Bible says do not awaken love before it's time. And so you can awaken love within yourself, men, because we be in our feelings too sometimes, but you can also awaken love in women, which you shouldn't do, because the Bible speaks against this. And it says if you're a stumbling block to someone else, it's better if you were never born and your neck was like thrown into the sea with a millstone, like drowning. So take it pretty seriously, and don't be so lustful or led by your sexual desires, right? And a big key, if you have multiple options of women that you are interested in, know that you have no options at all, because this is just the lust of the flesh, the desires of the pride of life, the lust of the eye, right? Because you have to be less easily impressed, right? And it's like really hard when you're like feeling somebody, and like if we living it for real, a lot of us are like abstinent or celibate, and so you want to like hurry up and get married or whatever. But if something is from God, nothing can destroy it. Not time, not taking it slow, and not even praying against the will of God. If something is for you, it's for you. You don't have to worry or be like, oh my gosh, I might lose it. It says perfect love casts out all fear. Love perfected casts out all fear. So if it's really love, you shouldn't be fearful that you're missing out or you're going to lose them, right? Because if they really love you for you, or they really feeling you, they will respect just being led by the Spirit, right? All right, so that's number one. Make sure that you pray, Bible study, and fast to make sure that this is from God and is His will, and pray dangerous prayers that the Lord will make sure that this falls apart if it's not Him and His will, right? All right, number two, how to pursue a woman of God. You got your emotions in order, and now hey, I actually want to pursue her. Be brave, be intentional, be direct, all right? I need men to be men. Ladies, I know y'all listening, but this is a man video. I need men to be able to handle rejection way more better. Like, just be mature, right? Ask, like, legitimately ask verbatim, hey, will you be my girlfriend? Can I take you out on a date? Let's switch those. Can I take you out on a date? Will you be my girlfriend? I know Christians are weird about this. Can I court you? Can I pursue you into marriage, right? Because men, y'all try to read temperature where like emojis are flirting, or relation ambiguity, where you're trying to see if they like you first so that then you can pursue. That's not manly. That's pretty childish. We are grown adults. And if she say no, she say no. Like, it is not the worst thing, and we need to be able to take rejection well. It's just like, you're not gonna die. Most of all, I think the worst thing, it might be a little awkward in church or in your like friend dynamics, but besides that, hopefully if she's mature in the faith, she'll be able just to be normal, and if she's not, You lost it, you win some, you lose some, or whatever. But that's why we have the first one of hey, be led by the Spirit. This is so you don't mess up friend dynamics, you don't make things awkward, and then like a God relationship that should just be regular and platonic doesn't get ended because of your own like lust and desire and sexual whatever interest. And also make sure while you're being explicit, being direct, and being intentional by making your desires known, be exclusive. This is one of the things you need to cipher out of the world and like multiple dating. Christians do not just date to date, right? You don't date because you're bored. You don't date because you're lonely. You do not date because you're horny. Those are mad whack reasons to date. You need to date because you're being led by the Spirit. If you want really good biblical teaching on manhood, definitely check out Miles Monroe. He says that women are not made for company. They are made to help. If you do not know your own like purpose, where your walk is in God, then you don't need to add a woman to that, right? So if you are unsure if you're even feeling somebody, like casually dating without any intentionality is very lukewarm. It's very fleshly, it's very sinful, and in degrees it's pretty manipulative as well, because you're using someone to fulfill a void that should be filled by God, but also should be filled by an actual wife. And so a lot of times we just use this with like friendship dynamics, but are not honest that we want the benefits of a relationship with none of the responsibility. And this is why a lot of men are actually leading on women, because you're actually flirting, you're doing like relationship stuff just to kind of awaken love before it's time, but just to like feed your own like emptiness or your own insecurity. Or yo, if you want to be you want your ego and your pride to be felt, you want to make sure that you feel good, yo, it's sinful and we need to stop, right? And so like men will like keep women close enough where she won't stop fooling with you, but far enough that you don't have to have any real investment. And that's not cool, all right? So don't be casually dating. Be direct with women. Tell them, hey, what your intentions are with them. Don't have a starting five, because a lot of us can have that, especially with social media making a lot more passivity when it comes to pursuit, which is not anything, right? And so you need to be direct and yo, be verbal. Ask, can I take you out on a date? Will you be my girlfriend? Can I court you? Can I pursue you in marriage? Will you be my wife? All the cool stuff, right? Boom. All right. Number 3, when you're pursuing a woman of God, you need to protect her. And everyone's like, oh yeah, bro, I got you. I can fight, I'm strong, I work out, I might even be carrying if I need it. As a man of God, the number one person that you need to protect a woman of God from is yourself, is your own sexual appetite, right? And this is something I need women, I want to speak to both men and women here, women to understand, is that we are flawed human beings, and we are not God, right? And part of this, you are we are as a woman, but also as a man, we are grown adults. I can't get you to do anything that you don't want to do yourself. That's called rape, right? And so as a man of God, I am going to take as serious your boundaries and your sexual triggers as seriously as you take them. So this is what the book of James 1 says. It says, let no man say when he is tempted of God that No. Woo! Back that thing right on up. It says in James 1, let no person say when they are tempted that they are tempted of God. But every person is tempted of their own lust when they are enticed by their own desires, right? And so I can only go as far as you allow me to, but men, you need to be solid in your own walk with God, right? And so this is a good stage to be like, yo, am I in a place to be able to protect her, right? 3 staples, right? Consistent prayer, consistent Bible study, consistent church attendance, all right? If you are not consistent in those 3 staples, you are making it really hard to lead a woman of God, right? And prayer is a submission to God. If I am not submitted enough to God to speak to him and ask him for direction, I am not submitted enough to be able to govern my own desires, my own tendencies, my own lusts, or whatever, right? Bible study. I do not know God without the Bible, right? So this is John 1:1. In the beginning was the Word was with God, the Word was God. I don't even know God at all if I don't read my Bible. So I'm just creating an illusion of relationship in my head if I am not submitted to his word to govern me. This is also, I think this is James, the word of God is a double-edged sword, able to separate the desires man from the heart and bone from marrow. This is the only way that we can be corrected. I think this is 2 Timothy 1 verse 15. The word of God is study to show yourself approved, a good workman, rightly divide the word of truth, right? And the word of God is good for correction, rebuke, instruction, and righteousness. Like, yo, you don't even know how to live this out or to be corrected of your sin without the Bible, right? And then active church attendance. I say this because as a Christian, all Christians, men, women, we should be getting discipled by somebody. There should be some type of headship over us. You could be getting discipled by your peers that are your age, that's cool, but there should be some type of church leadership or board to tell you what to do, kind of, right? But also you should be actively discipling somebody. I don't believe any man that's not being discipled by someone and is not discipling someone else is in any place to be leading a woman anywhere but to sin, and probably in the bedroom, right? So that's just a Christian 101. Make disciples, Matthew 28, right? And then lastly, for when it comes to church attendance, you know your function in the body of Christ, right? So a woman or a wife is considered a helpmate, right? She needs something to help you with. She's not made for company. Definitely made for like companionship as you're going towards God, right? So if you don't know like your position or your office within the body, pastor, evangelist, apostle, prophet, why am I forgetting it? It's fivefold. Teacher, teacher, prophet, evangelist, pastor, apostle, right? If you don't know where you fit within the body, then how can she help you with anything? She can't, right? And then if you don't know where the Lord's calling you, you don't know where to lead her. We're called the priests of the household. We're called Ephesians 5, husbands, wash your wives in the word. If you don't know the word, you can't wash her in it. And if you don't know where you're going, your calling can be missions in other countries. Her purpose can be local missions in the city in the United States, I'm just saying, or wherever you live, right? So if you don't even know where you are leading her to, don't add women to your confusion, right? So nip that right in the bud, all right? Boom. So number one, pray, Bible study, fast. Boom, got it in control. Number 2, be intentional, be direct, be exclusive, right? Number 3, protect her from yourself. That's gonna be a big one, your own desires, right? Yo, be honest. Yo, if you can't kiss, you can't kiss. You can't be wherever, be wherever, right? And number 4, be public. Have people in your business for accountability. This is why it says, do not forsake the gathering of the brethren, right? There are a lot of practical steps when it comes to, how to be public and how to have accountability. I'm just gonna give y'all men practical tips when it comes to other men. They should be able to check you anytime they want. This is just an issue when it comes to manhood overall. Men do not check other men, and this just needs to be a thing, right? So whoever your friends are, they have a right to ask you anything they want to, and this is just biblical Christianity, not this surface level superfluous Christianity or whatever. This is like actual, this is like that real, right? And so yo dude, whoever it is, be like, hey, I'm dating or pursuing, we're gonna say Samantha. I always use Samantha in my videos. I'm gonna be like, hey, yo, Winston, are y'all having sexual conversations in your on the phone? Are y'all sexting, right? Are you having lustful desires? Are you watching porn? Are you masturbating? Are you touching her inappropriately? Are you touching her butt or her breast? Just because y'all are girlfriend, boyfriend, you do not have a right to her body, right? And you gotta be honest. Like, that's what real accountability is, on both ends. And if you are a man of God and you have friends in relationships, you need to be a good friend, actually discipling them and have things public. So that's number 1, accountability. They should be able, your friends, whoever's discipling you, should be able to ask you any questions that they want, right? Asking, are you having sex? Oral, vaginal, whatever. Anal, I don't know what y'all be doing. Are you watching porn? Are you having sexual conversations? Are you masturbating? All right, boom. Have dates in public. Go on double dates. Go to the fair. Go bowling. Do a lot of stuff in the daytime and in the light. And then also, be legit. Have a curfew. This curfew, this is with phones too, because and they say nothing's open late night except legs and Waffle House. So I don't know, y'all figure that out. Y'all talk about your boundaries or whatever, but be legit. Just be like, hey, after this time our conversation isn't that fruitful. Very great verse. It says, where much words are, there's sin, right? So basically that verse just says, if you talk long enough, you're going to drift somewhere, right? So even if it's like in the daytime, have like a curfew when it comes to like, this is just idle talk. Like, you're getting to know people or whatever, and that's cool. But you need to be sober minded. You need to guard your heart above all things, because it's where all the issues of life flow from. But just be good stewards with one another's time also. I think single people have too much time on their hands, and that's how they get in all this sin. Alright, so that's accountability number 4. And then number 5, to end it all, be ready for marriage. This is how you know how to pursue a woman, right? I'm gonna give y'all kind of just like real practical tips or whatever. If you cannot see yourself marrying this person, like legit, this just be like regular attraction. Like, I don't know if I want kids with this person. I don't really fool with their family. I don't really like, just know the difference between like legitimately like red flags and just like regular, just faults, right? Because we're all flawed human beings or whatever, and you just have to, I guess, like, take it real seriously. I know I was saying like, hey, be friends. That takes off the pressure, because you can, like, not casually date, but you can just see like dynamic, rhythm, how you interact, attraction stuff. And this is how you keep everything real light. But once you like are like truly invested, right? Being like, hey, can I take you out on a date? Can you be my girlfriend or whatever? Yo, just be ready for marriage. If you're not, bruh, be honest. Like, if you're not feeling it, just be like, this is the best thing about taking it so casually and taking it slow. You don't have to be like, hey, the Lord told me that you're my wife. Right? I do think a lot of people are led by the flesh when they say that, and also a little bit, you might not be led by the flesh, but I think it is a manipulative tactic to say it. Yo, if the Lord say she your wife or whatever, get married, and at the wedding reception be like, yo, I always knew, and this is how I knew. But I do think you can bind somebody's freedom and like free will by coming on too strong. And take it from a man who has messed it up. If you come on too hot, you gonna lose something good, my G. And so if you need to fast from her, and like that's total normal habits within Christian dating. Just being like, hey, can we take a break for a week? You don't have to be like, yo, we broken up or anything, but just be like, hey, I want to recenter, I want to refocus or whatever. Be ready for marriage. Another practical tip, think about financially. Yo, I am for growing together. I am for that. I think one of the worst things women got going nowadays, they think that the men they're dating is their husband and their fathers. It's like, nah, you don't get no wife or husband benefits over here, all right? So just think about it like practically, financially, like, are you able to sustain a marriage? Not saying you have to be, but prepare yourself. How's your credit score? What things are leading to your debt? They said like the number one cause of divorce is financial issues. So yo, if you're not stable in your own income, taking care of your own bills, actually, if you didn't know, marriage actually relieves that, because if you have a two household income, that works. But that's not a good way to be led by spirit, being like, hey, I won't be broke if I get married. That's a terrible thing. Also, just being like, hey, I won't have a lust or sexual issue if I get married. No, you need to address these issues in your singleness before you actually pursue a woman, right? And then I'll give y'all a big heads up. This is a little controversial, but I've learned this just from myself. If you want to create a soul tie that's non-sexual, pray with your significant other. I think that is one boundary that we all need in a relationship, and you see this in deliverance ministry and altar call, like prayer ministry as well. It says, do not, men pray with men, women pray with women. Do not pray with people of the opposite sex, because prayer is a type of intimacy that can create a soul tie prematurely, and this is how you can awaken love before it's time. And this really messes up discernment, because not only are you having feelings invested on a prayer spiritual level, you can have the feelings of someone else invested into you that you don't need within your own soul, your own spirit, right? So just to be sober, right? If she is a good woman of God, right, all that confession on faults to one another, right, she should have good godly friends. If she doesn't, red flag, right? I'm gonna make another video about like, hey, red flags that you should not date this person. But this is just a video on like actual pursuit and how to pursue a woman. And be prepared, like spiritually, where your own walk with God is. Be prepared, like financially. Can you afford to go on dates? Like, and then do your callings match? And this is another thing, yo. Do you? This is gonna sound weird. I don't like using the word vibe, but do you have like rhythm? Do you have chemistry? Right? A lot of this stuff. Do you have like the same interests? You don't have to. It's called like intersectionality. You can have different interests. You don't need like all these things. Which is very true. Opposites do attract, but you just need someone that's on the same page when it comes to office, what they want out of life, having good dynamics. There's a book, I might put it on screen, about like 101 like questions to ask like during dating or whatever. So have really in-depth conversations. Like, ask, what is the worst thing you have ever done in your life, right? What is your biggest fear? Do this progressively. We're not like just saying like initial date or whatever. But a lot of this stuff we are assuming if they are Christian, they're cool with celibacy, they're cool with abstinence, so y'all are both saved. Ask them like, what does a family dynamic look like to you? Because some women, they're like, oh, I want to be a stay-at-home mom, right? But don't make premature plans of like, oh, I can see you as my wife. Oh, how many kids do you want? Like, you're creating an investment in heart that is really weird. It's inappropriate, and it's a little manipulative, but most of all, it's just not wise. It's not, I think that's the best thing. It's not wise, right? Protect yourself, right? Because, bro, being thrown, a relationship can throw you off, like, for real. So if your prayer life is not right, if your Bible study isn't consistent, your church attendance isn't consistent, 1 Corinthians is like, yo, it's better to be single because you can focus on God. So if you can't handle this when you're focusing on God, bro, you ain't gonna focus when you in love, right? So just to be real, be honest. So yo, this is my top 5 tips for pursuing a woman of God. Be ready for rejection. You win some, you lose some. You'll be all right. Yeah, you'll man up. And good luck. But yo, let me hear from you. Comment below, men, how has it been trying to pursue women of God? I know it's kind of hard. Their standards, it's not their standards are too high. Their preferences, they want all this crap. So let's hear some stories, man. I know my behind. I don't think I failed, but just be ready, yo. If you ain't ready in heart, you need to heal. Like, that's some real stuff. Like, sometimes we need to heal. So yo, comment below what you need. All right. So next video, ladies, I'm gonna tell you how to be pursued by a man of God. I do not think women behave appropriately when being pursued by a man of God, because it's a very honorable thing for a man to like be vulnerable, be brave enough to just be like, yo, I'm interested in you. So how are you stewarding that man? Because yo, we gotta take this one on the head. Women be rough on us, and that's why they be so passive and scared or whatever, right? And then future videos, we're gonna have like ones on boundaries, for real, warning signs, like not to date a man or a woman, like, nah, you don't want this. But yo, like I said, I don't think people should take dating advice or marriage advice from singles, because it's just like bankruptcy or money. They do not have a proven product. But as a single person, I want y'all to learn from all of my mistakes, and I'm going to tell you what does not work, right? So come back. I'm actually switching. I want my teaching videos and my relationship videos to be farther apart. So I think that I want relationship Mondays or relationship Thursdays. I think I want regular teaching videos to be on Mondays instead of Wednesdays, and I want like relationship videos to be on Thursdays to give y'all like a little buffer in between. So come back next Thursday, where we're gonna have how to be pursued by a man of God as a woman. All ladies, And y'all comment too below, how do you think you should be pursued by a man of God? Make sure to hit the like button, the subscribe button, turn on your bell notifications, right? Just to support me. And yo, if you don't even want to support me like monetarily or like the sponsors, sharing the video is actually just supporting our ministry and just teaching so we have functional, healthy relationships, right? And then also support our sponsors. If you want to get this cool Yeshua hoodie, go to hissabranch.com. We're actually going to do 2 t-shirt giveaways, maybe more, with them. So if you want a Yeshua t-shirt in white and teal, it's like a blue, just comment below Hissabranch and make sure to follow them on social media. If you want, we're also doing, I forgot, a giveaway on these mustard seed necklaces. So if you want a mustard seed necklace, comment Faith in Humanity in the description box below, and follow them on all social media platforms, right? Lastly, I'm also a sponsor, so if you want to support me, check out my books, Searching for Land, and my second release, The Science of Salvation, the Manual for Manufacturing and Manipulating Faith, in the description box below. Everything important in the book buying areas. And make sure to subscribe right here, right? Go to our relationship playlist or some more recommended videos right here. Any of these directions, right? And remember that God blesses people by using people to bless people. So how have you been a blessing to someone else today off of social media? Thanks for watching.